President Mark Golding, leader of the Poor People National Party, said the Most Honorable Edward Sega's very shame of government badness Andrew Holness, for destroying Sega's legacy with his hypocrisy.
The ultimate executive leader of the country, you should have no other citizenship. There should be no question by your citizens that you lead, that you have somehow split loyalties. That you have a parachute should in case anything go wrong. That you may not be subject to the full force of the laws of the country that you serve because you are a citizen of another country.
Siago wasn't even Jamaican parents.
You could always find a way out. So, and I think that is important. I think in the minds of every Jamaican, the question would be,
Edward Siago was a US born citizen.
Is the leader of your country fully, wholly and solely committed to your best interest?
I know that the Jamaican people are supposed to get back those land once you walk away from the Queen and go Republic. The land, the Queen Council land supposed to take back and give to the people of Jamaica. We are British subjects.
Edward Siago was a US born citizen where the CIA planned to mash up Jamaica. In born at Boston, he never have no Jamaican parents, no Jamaican background. I won't never talk about that. I want to talk about Mark. I understand.
King Charles gives blessing to Commonwealth countries that wants to cut ties with the royal family, he urged, and welcomed Jamaica in becoming republic. The independent nation, in a recent statement, he stated, Jamaica as a state, must recognize the importances of the indigenous people of Jamaica, the ones whose ancestors fought us British for the land of Jamaica. This means, each and every born Jamaicans are entitled to a piece of land as repatriation.
In Canada recently, my wife and I were deeply touched to meet many of those engaged in the ongoing process of reconciliation. Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples reflecting honestly and openly on one of the darkest aspects of history. As challenging as that conversation can be, people across Canada are approaching it with courage and unwavering commitment.
Why did you think he said what he said? He encouraged nations to pursue establishing their republic status. And these are his colonies that he's talking about.
Maroon chief Richard Currie enlightened Jamaicans on the importance of the indigenous Maroon peoples of Jamaica, now that Jamaica will eventually be freed from the UK monarch, and what this should truly means to every Jamaicans and also their entitlement to land from the government, whether it SJLP or PNP, any party in power.
But what he said in that speech, it was that it's important, right, that conversations be had, right, to rectify long-standing issues between state parties and the indigenous communities, right? Why is that important? It's important because there are agreements that are there that must be honored. The crown wants us to pull away. The crown wants us to become a republic. We want to become a republic. But how can we become a republic that says out of many one people? When from this one people there are so many that this government fails to recognize. They fail to acknowledge. And you want to unify the people on this land? You want to bring about peace and harmony on this land? Why do you think there's so much crime? Nobody has land. Nobody settled. Nobody can plan. Generational wealth stop at one place up here, so one set of people not to see generation wealth. Why aren't the police, doctors, lawyers, soldiers, why aren't there agreements in place for crown lands to put lands into the possession of these people?
But me reason with my Jamaican people, you see me? You know why Andrew Holness and try to rule us, mapping out the land them and sell it out to the foreigner.
So I think the quickest rundown is that for the last 5 or 6 years,
Millionaire Bush Stewart, family, Robert Stewart Managing Director of Geophysics Jamaica Ltd spokes on gold mine found in Jamaica, and some kind of special minerals.
we started an exploration campaign across the whole island of Jamaica, and we did about 40,000 assays. As
A rundown on what geophysics is doing right now, March 5th, I think, 2024.
we went across and put down licenses over anything that looked very interesting. We have primarily come up with copper and gold targets in the island. We have a joint venture with C3 that was just announced. We have had a lot of interest from the majors for the copper and gold that we're working on in the rest of the island, and we may have some news shortly on that. But one of the surprising things that we came across while we were on
That's why I'm come down here and take Jones and go here and sending all over the forest and woodland them. Because I know that the Jamaican people supposed to get back those land once you walk away from the Queen and go Republic. The land, the Queen Council land supposed to take back and give to the people of Jamaica. We are British subject again over enslave us again, you know. So we suppose anybody born in the 40s, 30s, 50s supposed to get those land, and Andrew one is no. So that's why I try to sell it out fast now and try to use Republic now to cover it up. You see me?
The Treaty of 1738 ensured that today in today's Jamaica, people like you and me can say, yeah, we have land, and no colonial authority can hold this. So we don't want to give up that now. And then we get up tomorrow and knock on and ball and talk about, oh, we can't get no beach access, oh, Jamaica no land, oh, come tear down my house and them tear down. There is nobody on Crown land today that should be moved off those lands. Why? Crown land is not government land. Crown land is Crown lands are lands that are in agreement or treaty with the British that can be used by either the government or the inhabitants of the island. Bombshell. You never know that. You never know that, not true. So you never know, say, the Maroons can actually defend your rights on those pieces of Crown lands. You never know that either, right? They're not gonna tell you that.
Now welcome back to another exclusive for live. Now blessing goes out to all my viewers and all my subbies, all my well wishers. Like, share and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Coming up in today's topic and review.
Go as I please, I go when I please, and I ask nobody's permission. I'm a free black man, and I want you to be as free as I am. You can't ever be free with your mouth in somebody else's kitchen. Somebody feeding you, somebody clothing you, somebody sheltering you, somebody giving you a job. That's your boss, that's your master. So you gotta think twice when you wanna be bold. Will I lose my house? Will I lose my job? Oh God, I'll just be quiet. But there comes a time in every man and woman's life you have to make up your mind, because the future depends on how strong we are with God and how strong we are on the principles of truth.
Millionaire Bush Stewart, family, Robert Stewart Managing Director of Geophysics Jamaica Ltd spokes on gold mine found in Jamaica.
A rundown on what geophysics is doing right now, March 5th, I think, 2024.
So I think the quickest rundown is that for the last 5 or 6 years, we started an exploration campaign across the whole island of Jamaica, and about 40,000 assays as we went across and put down licenses over anything that looked very interesting. We have primarily come up with copper and gold targets in the island. We have a joint venture with C3 that was just announced. We have had a lot of interest from the majors for the copper and gold that we're working on in the rest of the island, and we may have some news shortly on that. But one of the surprising things that we came across while we were on this mission is a large area, about 100 square kilometers, that was highly elevated in rare earths, much more so than similar. You know, Jamaica has a lot of bauxite, and these bauxitic laterites tend to have a signature. And we found a patch that was just completely different. It was very elevated in rare earths and a couple other things. So we are now currently working on the best way to move that forward this year.
King Charles gives blessing to Commonwealth countries that wants to cut ties with the royal family. He urged and welcomed Jamaica in becoming republic. The independent nation, in a recent statement, he stated,
times change and roles change and political realities change. But he also made the point that the assembled countries also need to grapple with their past, not just their future, saying at one point that the Commonwealth nations need to acknowledge the wrongs of our past, which were made in an earlier age that he described as having different and lesser values. And in that context, Heather, he referenced his recent trip to Canada and talked about the lessons that he learned in his meetings with Indigenous and First Nations and Inuit people in Canada on the way the country is approaching reconciliation. And he made the point that the experience Canada is going through now on this front can be a lesson for other nations in the Commonwealth. Here's what the Prince had to say.
In Canada recently, my wife and I were deeply touched to meet many of those engaged in the ongoing process of reconciliation. Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples reflecting honestly and openly on one of the darkest aspects of history. As challenging as that conversation can be, people across Canada are approaching it with courage and unwavering commitment.
But me I reason with my Jamaican people, you see me?
Elder said Andrew HOLNESS should give back the land to the people of Jamaica once the island becomes republic.
Reason with my Jamaican people, you see me? You know why Andrew HOLNESS come back from when him go sign up with the king to be a privy council? Huh? Yeah, to be one of them. And take all these oaths to spy on the Jamaican people and betray the Jamaican people. It's because the king tell him, you know, say, look, time now, you know, me I leg off of the Jamaican people, you know. So, time come now for them for free, you know. We hold them long in a bondage, so we'll free them now. So, Andrew HOLNESS and his wife and him clonies them. That's why Mali fool I go so fast to change the constitutional, you know. We trick we, you know. You see me? So them can have we like the slave master, you know. You see? And try to rule us again over, enslave us again, you know. That's why I'm come down here and take Jones and go and send in all over the forest and woodland them, mapping out the land them and sell it out to the foreigner. Because I know that the Jamaican people supposed to get back those land once you walk away from the Queen and go Republic. The land, the Queen Council land supposed to take back and give to the people of Jamaica. We are British subject. So we suppose anybody born in the 40s, 30s, 50s supposed to get those land, and Andrew HOLNESS no. So that's why I try to sell it out fast now and try to use Republic now to cover it up. You see me? Because the king no want have not more to do with Jamaica. Enslave us enough and long. The treaty did sign that we should get good land to farm, with children get good education, good hospital. And the police force was to change because the police force come in to action to serve the slave master, protecting children and him goods. And all of those things was to change. And Bustamante trick us, tell us that we are independent and still have the police was the army. The Queen responds to them and have it enslave we and kill us same way. So my Jamaican people, time had come now that we will demand back the land from Andrew HOLNESS.
Maroon chief Richard Currie enlightened Jamaicans on the importance of the indigenous Maroon peoples of Jamaica, now that Jamaica will eventually be freed from the UK monarch, and what this should truly means to every Jamaicans and also their entitlement to land from the government, whether it SJLP or PNP, any party in power.
Blessings, greetings everybody. I just feel to jump on to say a few words. Nothing special, nothing too dramatic. How everybody doing today? It's a hot day, right? Yeah man, make sure everyone stay hydrated. Make sure you understand yourself before you go to the sun here, without properly hydrating yourself. Hi everybody. Alright, so I just want to jump on for a little today, just to talk about a few things. You know, it's been on my mind, and I think it's full time we start pop up the camera here now and start say a few things, because you see, we sit down and we kind of watch what go on, and we do what we're supposed to do in accordance with, you know, being a statesman and being responsible. And we always carry responsibility on our shoulders as leaders, and it's a reflection of a deeper mindset. Them say actions speak louder than words, right? So for me, it's been all about action for quite a while. And when I say action, I mean not just talking, right? Bringing home the receipts, bringing home the information, going out and standing up and you know utilizing the avenues and channels that have been you know, available to us. And us, I'm talking as a people, you know. They say Maroons, but I'm talking about the people on this island that we call Jamaica, because the Maroons were Jamaicans before the 1962 Jamaicans, right? And this is what is a lot of the confusion, the narrative, and the, you know, the distortion of, you know, what it is that the Maroons are trying to do. A big part of our mission, right, has been educating and informing the masses, right? I think I'm going to start use up my camera a little bit more, because I think there's some stuff that we really have to get in front of the peoples right now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not next month, right now. Why right now? Because the decisions that are being taken by the ones in power are abusing your rights, and you're not in the know. So why is it so important this time around? Constitution reform. We're trying to bring the island to peace. We're trying to settle Jamaica. Jamaica has never been settled by a colonial power. Let me say that to everyone out there who's watching and who never really took time out to sit down and really listen. Too much misinformation and disinformation. Yes, that's been out there, it's been spewing, it's been pervading the space, and a lot of it is deliberate. A lot of it is deliberate because they want to shut the doors on informed decision making. And I don't need to spell it to you, the people, anymore, why it is so crucial now more than ever that you pay attention. But I'm just gonna give it to you, and you're going to either choose to take it or you just drop it and leave it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Chief Richard Currie was elected. He was not propped up. He was not selected by any one individual, a group of anybody. He's not lobbying for anybody. Chief Richard Currie is a Maroon blood birth, right? My soul speaks Maroon. And what is Maroon? Maroon is a spirit of freedom, right? That's what Maroon is. Maroon is a mentality of freedom, a mindset of freedom, a mindset of liberation. So from time immemorial, right, the ones where them couldn't catch, the one where them couldn't confuse, the one where them couldn't drag and haul and pull, them call them Maroon, because we take to the hills and then we warrior from the hills, right? Then came peace. Peace that the people on the island who were here, the Jamaicans who were here before the 1962 Jamaica, that they gave the name Maroons, who were here, preserved the land for themselves and their posterity. What does that mean? For the first time in 300 years, the Moors knew what it was to live in peace and freedom again after over 300 years of oppression and slavery. The freedom that the Maroons fought for, what was the catalyst to the Haitian Revolution, which was started by another Maroon, Dutty Bookman. The only difference between Haiti and Jamaica is that whereas Jamaica signed a treaty with the British, Haiti decided to kick out the French totally, obliterated them. Do you see what's happening in Haiti right now? A state that we should be proud of. We see Haitians come on our borders and they're turned around the same day. Our brothers who fought the resistance with us. But me ask you something. How much you know things say I just now boat a travel from Jamaica go Haiti and vice versa? Let me ask you a question there. Me go make you know something. Because you probably not do no research. Me know say most of you not do no research. But a lot of pundits them talk. People who have nothing to do with history nor the culture. You know, them in all kind of corner, lock up in a room, talk. Right? Resistance in Haiti, the indigenous militia, was constituted of Maroons. Maroons of both Haiti and Jamaica. Right? Why you think the British were so confused and couldn't defeat the Maroons? Why you think they were so confused? Where they kept coming from? We fought a war together. We sought freedom together. Then why are we treating the Haitians like they're substandard, third class, fourth class citizens? They're celebrated as leaders of liberation too. Why isn't there a concerted effort from a humanitarian perspective, not political, not economical? Where's the humanitarian aid for Haitians? Where's the humanitarian aid for the suffering Jamaicans? I'm going to show you something else. We talk a lot about the Maroon, them a try split Jamaica and separate Jamaica and this and that. For those who never know, Jamaica did split from 1738. Jamaica was split jurisdictionally from 1738. Jamaica was given its republic for its inhabitants of the island from 1738. But what did they do then? They signed an agreement that allowed the British to continue doing business here, even though we defeated them. Why was that? Why was it? They talk about the Maroons, you know, selling out them brothers and turning over, you know, joining in the British in fighting against the other Maroons on the Second Maroon War. Why do you think all these narratives are being put forward in front of you people? Nobody knows substantiate what was happening, the facts of what took place on the ground in those times. But now everything is being pumped into your ears the way you perhaps want to hear it. Because they want to deprive you of your birthright. The Treaty of 1738 was to protect the rights of the inhabitants of the island. Let me say that again. The Treaty of 1738 ensured that today in today's Jamaica, people like you and me can say, yeah, we have land and no colonial authority can hold this. So we don't want to give up that now? And then we get up tomorrow and knock pan and ball and talk about, oh, we can't get no beach access, oh, Jamaican and no land, oh, look, them come tear down my house and them tear down. There is nobody on Crown land today that should be moved off those lands. Why? Crown land is not government land. Crown land is Crown lands are lands that are in agreement or treaty with the British that can be used by either the government or the inhabitants of the island. Bombshell. You never know that. You never know that, not true? So you never know, say, the Maroons can actually defend your rights on those pieces of crown lands. You never know that either, right? They're not going to tell you that. Let me give you another juice. Who did know, say, after 1962, what was entered into a 60-year agreement that was now called the Jubilee, which we celebrated in 2022. 2022 was signaling the end of an arrangement between the Crown and its colonies. What does that mean now? It means then, subsequent to the recognition of this Jubilee, you saw where Prince Charles, before he became king, made a very prominent speech, Commonwealth speech, where he spoke to the relationship of the Commonwealth, and he spoke about the willingness of nations wanting to move forward in becoming republic. Go look up that speech. He made it last year. I'm going to post it again. But he made it again. And why did you think he said what he said? He encouraged nations to pursue establishing their republic status. And these are his colonies that he's talking about. But what he said in that speech, it was that it's important, right, that conversations be had, right, to rectify long-standing issues between state parties and the indigenous communities, right? Why is that important? It's important because there are agreements that are there that must be honored. The Crown wants us to pull away. The Crown wants us to become a republic. We want to become a republic. But how can we become a republic that says, out of many, one people? When from this one people there are so many that this government fails to recognize. They fail to acknowledge. And you want to unify the people on this land? You want to bring about peace and harmony on this land? Why do you think there's so much crime? Nobody has land. Nobody settled. Nobody can plan. Generational wealth stop at one place up here, so one set of people not to see generation wealth. Why aren't the police, doctors, lawyers, soldiers, why aren't there agreements in place for crown lands to put lands into the possession of these people? How then are we expecting to fight crime and solve crime? How long we are going to hide behind the shadows of colonialism and not talk the truth? We are going to benefit with people them. Instead, now some pundits who know nothing, none of them don't know nothing about history. Right? Every night on a jump online on there, now blah, 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 blah. And take that information there and get up tomorrow and the same thing you know look upon. Good people there make them life sacrifices. If you open your eyes and you not see it. Hey, I want to sit down for a second and listen. I want the disenfranchised, the disconnected. I want to stop for a second and listen. Because the fact of the matter is, we're not going to keep walking the same route, doing the same things, and expect changes. How can change come if you keep doing the same thing, brother and sister? God give you no mouth for talk up. Y'all have a voice. After 60 years, which the Jubilee would have been celebrated, that was a signal to the people and to the governments, formerly of the Crown, to begin these conversations, to settle long-standing issues, to settle our beloved nation. But some people won't allow that. Some people don't want that. And I will say it's not everybody in the government that's holding this position. It's only a few. So why do we keep allowing the few to behave as if they are the full authority and only authority that has a voice to speak on land here in Jamaica? I say this to you, I say it to you straight. You don't give up the treaty, you don't give up the whole land. Just know that. Don't come crying again. It's over after that. Ta-ta. Anyone sitting on crown land in the last 60 years can claim for that land against the crown. The crown. Not Jamaica, not the government of Jamaica. The crown. May I break piece of bread give you now. So if you or your family is on piece of crown land, and you've been there for the last 60 years and you don't have no title, you can claim the land there and we can help you do that. We can help you claim that land. There should be no one that's taken off crown lands in today's world. Not today's Jamaica. There's a treaty. There is a treaty that preserved this land for you and the posterity, meaning your offsprings. So you want to get that way now? You don't want to get that way now and then come back and say, oh, government this, government that, and that. You don't have the right people. Now is the time for the people of the island to unify in telling the government what we want as a responsible government. We have the authority to now structure and settle our country how we want to settle it. You're going to just sit back and watch the Dolly House go on? I'm going to say it to you now, I'm going to say it to you again. You have land rights. You're an inhabitant of this island. The 60th Jubilee was a signal. And that is why Chief Currie stepped up his ante. Because we know what was happening. Not many pay attention to the history, not many pay attention to the culture. But lack of information shall be our demise. For the few who know, we will stand and fight until you recognize the importance of what it is we're fighting for. You think it's just for Maroons? No. I feel all I know. So all who think them attack and I say, oh, bad mind this, bad Maroon, them are this Maroon, I try this. Go and play your puppet games. We see the strings. No string over Maroon head. The Maroon, them must suffer. Them must suffer. You don't think no pretty life up there? Yeah, we make it look good, but don't think no pretty life up there? We land full of abundance here. We land full of abundance. We have food. Wake up no more. We have food. We have land. We have water. How much longer are you not going to deny yourself and deny your people? How much longer will you deny yourself your right, your full authority over your land? How much longer will you sit by and be puppeteered into believing that what the Maroons, the Moors are fighting for doesn't belong to you too? It's your inheritance too, brother. It's your inheritance too, sister. Make we settle the island. Make we fix the police them. Make we fix the soldier them. Make we fix the nurse, the doctor. Make we fix the tradesman them. Give them piece of land. Put it in an agricultural trust. Make we farm up Jamaica. And make we give them a return for the land. The land is sitting there. Doing what? Oh, being earmarked for foreign interests and mining. Oh, okay. 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 Intelligence come to liberate you from a prison, brethren. Wake up. Wake up, Jamaica. Wake up. I'm going to start talk more. Because it look like a this me I figure don't know. I'm not going to make nobody come and bad this up. I take off my statesman hat this minute. Because something see something a while ago will trigger me. I take off my statesman hat because I say I have to talk to you one-on-one right now. I'm going to wake you up again. See? The Maroons are fighting for you. The Maroons preserve the land for you. The Crown, in recognition of that, is indicating to a government who has an obligation to recognize its people, and they're not. But no, they'll recognize everybody else but their people. So we're not going to do about it. We're not going to sit down and give that way too? Oh, alright. Alright, a Chief Currie no add for. Remember, say Chief Currie fight for you, whether you love it or not. Whatever comes, remember that the Moors of this land defended you. And when your kids ask, Mommy, Daddy, what happened? Tell them the truth. Daddy was scared to say something. Mommy was afraid. We step out of corporate and step back into the hills because we see what was about to go down. And we are going to defend that. We do it by the books. We're not a rebel society. Right? We've been to Geneva. We've been to the international courts. We've been to the local courts. We've had the United Nations Regional Security Head come to a compound. We've had the US State Department and Embassy come to a compound. Why do you think these things are happening? Why do you think these people are coming to a compound? Alright. Go and make people pick on a brain and use them little bird brain pound. Here? Whoever you saw work. Everybody who see the work, go and support the work. And who understand the mission, go and put in your work. See? A bigger call is coming. Make sure you're there to answer it. Love and honor and respect. Peace.